Day morning. This Sunday we change our clocks. Don't forget that. We are learning about how Christ has been through all of history, and today we're continuing in the story of Noah. And ever since I first read this story, the first time I remember reading it, I was struck by what I'm going to talk about this morning. So God creates humanity, and there's disobedience, and because of the disobedience, there's corruption, and now God regrets that he ever made us. And so this is how it's described. The Lord regretted that he had made human beings on the earth, and his heart was deeply troubled. So the Lord said, I will wipe from the face of the earth the human race I have created, and with them the animals, the birds, and the creatures that move along the ground, for I regret that I have made them. And it's sort of like maybe, I know I'm this way, but maybe you are too. You come to the end of what you think are all of the possible efforts to fix something. Excuse me. And instead of just throwing out the thing that you're working on, you throw everything away. So that's what God's going to do. He's just, it's not just humans now. He's going to get rid of the animals and the birds, and let's get rid of everything. And I get that level of frustration and disappointment. And that's how God was. He was completely disappointed. And disobedience had led to corruption, and depravity was rearing its head, and it was ugly. And then comes this surprising concept, reality, the nature of God. And this nature of God is revealed all through the scriptures, and it is really Christ-like. It says, but Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. And as God searches the earth, he's not searching for the corruption. He's searching for someone to give favor to. And that is such a profound statement about the nature of God and how you and I should live our lives. He's not, the corruption is there. It's obvious, it's visible. I mean, it's so easy to see it and point it out. But it's not really what God's after. Even though it's so pervasive, he's really after wanting to give favor to someone. And so he's searching for that. And so the word that I get from this Noah story is do your best to be the one that God is searching for, so that he can bring his favor upon your life. The scriptures say that Noah was a righteous man. Well, I mean, he was a little disappointment too at different times, but still, there was enough inside of him, enough desire to please God, and enough that he wasn't depraved. He wasn't totally corrupt. And so God finds favor, and his whole family gets saved because of him. And so I would like to live my life like that. I'd like to be a man who lives in such a way that when God looks upon me, he finds a reason to bring favor to my life and to my family. And though the rest of the world around me be corrupt, I desire to be a man who lives as much as I can a righteous life, a humble life, and a life that is pleasing to God. And it's important for us to realize that people who live like that, who desire to live like that, the corruption of the world moves people to ridicule that, to ostracize it, to even become violent against it. And that's how God describes the world. He says, This is the account. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time. He walked faithfully with God. He had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth was corrupt in God's sight and full of violence. And that's because of the disobedience. The disobedience leads eventually to complete abandonment of the order that God created, and to taking the basic principles God gives us and shunning them or ridiculing them, and for lifting up rules of disobedience and making them heroic. And so Noah is living his life saying, I'm not like that. That's not how I live. And God sees that. And I think that's just an awesome statement about the nature of God. Even though he is completely disappointed and wants to throw everything away, he finds Noah and he does something about it. And that's what he's looking for in our lives. He's looking for those who would seek to live a life that is a life of obedience. That's what he's after. And so I hope that you get a word of encouragement from this, that God doesn't just throw everything away. He is always looking for that little piece of us that can be salvaged. And I know that it's in you as well. So you have a great day, and God's blessing.